On February 13, 2017, two teenage girls, Abigail Williams, who was 13, and Liberty German, 14, decided to spend the day hiking together on the Monon High Bridge Trail near Delphi, Indiana. It was a sunny afternoon, and they were enjoying their break from school. Liberty posted a picture of Abigail walking across the old railroad bridge, and that was the last time anyone saw them. They had planned to meet a family member at 3:15 p.m., but when they didn't show up, their families quickly became concerned and contacted the police. The search began almost immediately, and the following afternoon, the bodies of both girls were found in a wooded area near the trail. It was confirmed that they had been murdered, sending shockwaves through the small community of Delphi. The police started investigating right away, but initially there were no clear leads. They reviewed Liberty's phone and found something critical. Liberty had managed to record a short video just moments before her death. In the footage, a man can be seen walking toward them on the bridge, and his voice can be heard saying, "Guys, down the hill." This recording would become one of the most significant pieces of evidence in the case. The authorities released a still image from the video, showing the man's face partially, obscured by the shadow of his hat, along with the audio of his voice, hoping that someone might recognize it. Despite receiving thousands of tips, the suspect remained unidentified. The case seemed to stall for over 5 years, with the community and the families of the victims desperate for answers. The families, especially Liberty's grandmother, worked tirelessly to keep the case in the public eye, organizing vigils and constantly pushing for the case to remain a priority. Meanwhile, the small town of Delphi was haunted by the questions: who was the killer? Why did such a horrific crime happen in such a peaceful place? The investigation had limited evidence, and after years of effort, it looked like the case might go unsolved. But in October 2022, after 5 long years, the investigation took an unexpected turn. Richard Allen, a 50-year-old local man, was arrested in connection with the murders. Allen had lived in Delphi for many years and worked as a pharmacy technician. He had even interacted with police during the early stages of the investigation, but was not considered a suspect until new forensic evidence linked him to the crime. While the specific details about the evidence leading to his arrest have not been fully disclosed, it was enough to charge him with the murders of Abigail and Liberty. The arrest shocked the community because Allen was a familiar face in Delphi, and no one had suspected him before. The question on everyone's mind was how he had avoided detection for so long, and why he targeted the two girls. The investigation into what truly happened that day remains ongoing, and the legal proceedings continue to unfold. Liberty's quick thinking in recording the audio of the suspect has been praised as an extraordinary act of bravery. Her recording helped keep the case in the public, and played a critical role in identifying the suspect. Though the case has not yet been fully solved, Allen's arrest marks a significant step toward justice, and there is hope that the trial will shed more light on the details of what happened on that fateful day in 2017. The community of Delphi and the families of Abigail and Liberty are still searching for answers, and while the arrest has brought some relief, the full story is still unfolding. The tragedy of the Delphi murders has captured the nation's attention, and the memory of Abigail and Liberty, their lives, their friendship, and their untimely deaths will never be forgotten. Throughout the investigation, various law enforcement agencies worked together to find the killer. Initially, the Delphi Police Department led the investigation, but as time went on, they brought in other agencies, including the Indiana State Police and the FBI. Teams of officers and volunteers scoured the area, using drones, search dogs, and manpower to try and find any clues. The FBI in particular played a significant role, offering their expertise in criminal analysis and forensic techniques. They reviewed the evidence and used modern investigative methods, such as cell phone data, to piece together the puzzle. The biggest break in the case came when authorities analyzed the video recorded by Liberty German. The video showed the man walking toward them on the bridge, and also recorded his voice, which gave investigators a crucial clue. The FBI used this audio to create a sketch of the suspect, which was released to the public. The police also relied on forensic evidence, including DNA analysis and fingerprint analysis, but it wasn't until a breakthrough came with new evidence in 2022 that Richard Allen was arrested. Richard Allen, a local man who had lived in Delphi for many years, was arrested after forensic evidence linked him to the crime. He had even interacted with investigators in the early stages of the investigation, but had not been a suspect until the break through. Alan had remained undetected until new evidence, possibly DNA, connected him to the scene. The investigation has raised many questions. How did Alan become involved with the two girls? What happened that day on the bridge? The case remains ongoing, and there is hope that the trial will provide answers to these questions. As of now, the community of Delphi and the families of Abigail and Liberty are still waiting for justice, and the investigation continues. The tragic deaths of Abigail and Liberty left a lasting mark on the town of Delphi, and their story has captured the attention of the nation.